Good morning to everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to the 2021 Pre-Hurricane Conference. The Pre-Hurricane Conference, it's been probably more than 20 years. This is the second year that it's going to take place on a remote basis, considering that we are still suffering the pandemic. And it's a space for staff, volunteers, partners to meet, share experiences, learn, and continue strengthening our relationships. Thinking on a very local perspective, from the perspective of national societies, during the hurricane season and in every emergency we face in this region, we witness a solidarity of all those national societies, of the volunteers, of the staff, who express the willingness to help and respond. That solidarity, it's interesting. We see in the shape from an operational side, we see it in the shape of the disaster management groups, where we have all the national societies in the Caribbean, in Central America, how we send sometimes messages to support, just like psychosocial first aid. At the end, it's like just supporting our colleagues that are suffering more the hurricanes, sometimes giving tips, sometimes offering other support. So this is an opportunity to continue building those relationships, even if it's in a virtual manner, but that allows us to expand it more. We have more than 1,000 people registered, and that's where we're going to be building actively on sessions where we can share those experiences. Before giving the word to the colleagues that are going to be doing the opening remarks, I would like to just remind two things. One, when we speak on the screen, we need to press the button on the language we're going to be speaking. So this whole conference is going to be translated into Spanish and English and French. So it's going to be always in 3 languages. For that, we need to press the button as speakers on what language we wanna choose when we do the intervention, so it can be translated to the other 2 languages. Also, feel free to use the chat throughout all the conference. We will be interacting on the live chat, and also we'll have available questions and answers that will be tackled during at the end of the session to respond any question or raise. That's it from the logistics side. With no more preamble, I would like to introduce my regional director, Marta Keys, who's going to give us a few words, and first in English, then in Spanish, on the Hurricane Conference. Thanks, Marta. The room is yours.
Thank you, Roger. Buenos dias, good day, good evening all. I would like to thank the disaster crisis team who supported and made possible the creation of this pre-hurricane conference that we're hosting entirely online, given the continued COVID-19 pandemic constraints. Every year, the Americas Regional Office hosts the pre-hurricane season conference to support hurricane preparedness for the national societies of the region and their partners. This 2021 conference will focus on reviewing lessons learned from emergency responses last year in the context of the limitations imposed by the pandemic and the consequent need to further localize our operations. The objectives of the pre-hurricane conference are twofold: to increase the readiness for hurricane preparedness throughout the region, and to ensure that by the end of the event, national societies and the IFRC will have updated contingency plans that address COVID-19 considerations and build upon lessons learned during the past year. 2020 was a year like no other. With 30 named storms, the most ever recorded, there was the need to use the Greek alphabet in naming tropical storms for only the 2nd time in history. The season included 13 hurricanes, amongst which 7 were major hurricanes and 5 were Category 4 and above, causing significant damages in many countries throughout the entire continent. There were 5 that made landfall in the Caribbean, including Eta and Iota, which devastated areas across 8 countries, from Colombia to Belize, in over a period of just 2 weeks. In addition, there were 12 storms that made landfall in the US. For 2021, The Pacific prediction is 12 to 18 tropical storms, leading to up to 10 hurricanes, of which at least 2 will be major. In the Atlantic, predictions are for between 13 and 20 named storms, leading up to at least 6 that will form into hurricanes, and 3 of those will be major hurricanes. There is a risk that hurricane preparedness and response will be neglected and overshadowed by the COVID-19 response operations. We must stay vigilant and prepare as in any other year. Science-based decision-making processes have put the potential to multiply the positive effects of preparedness actions and therefore increase capacity to respond by making resources readily available and strategically placed. The IFRC Americas Regional Office supports national societies in the region by continuously monitoring the situation and liaising with National Society Disaster Management Coordinators and heads of IFRC delegations. We constantly review emergency roles and responsibilities and disseminate a contingency plan that addresses COVID-19 considerations and is updated during the pre-hurricane conference. Those still recovering from previous disasters, such as Eta and Iota, and while responding to the COVID-19 pandemic, we need to keep strengthening our response and resilience to hurricanes. National societies in the Americas have dramatically stepped up their efforts over the last year to support and contribute to extending national and local capacities to stem the spread and to protect people and communities from the impact of COVID-19. Ahora voy a cambiar a español. Now I will change to Spanish. Nuestra mayor fortaleza y mejor recurso es una red de más de 375,000 voluntarios en las Américas, cientos de ellos capacitados como equipos nacionales de intervención, respuesta rápida, evaluación de daños y análisis de necesidades. Asimismo, hemos logrado la aprobación de la ley para la facilitación de la asistencia humanitaria en caso de desastre y recuperación inicial en Honduras en noviembre del año pasado y en Guatemala este año. Estas leyes, pioneras en la región, amplían los mecanismos de respuesta de los gobiernos a desastres, emergencias y crisis, asegurando que la ayuda humanitaria sea entregada de manera oportuna. La Federación Internacional está preparada para responder durante la temporada de huracanes y tiene preposicionamientos en Panamá, Trinidad y Tobago y República Dominicana. Nuestro hub humanitario puede responder simultáneamente a 2 desastres y atender a 7,500 familias en caso de emergencia. Creemos que la preparación y la coordinación pueden salvar vidas y que nuestro deber como organización humanitaria es asegurarnos de que nadie se queda atrás. Los invito a todos a disfrutar de este evento virtual y unirse a nosotros en nuestro esfuerzo por hacer que la acción anticipatoria sea entendida y adoptada en toda nuestra región. Muchas gracias por su valiosa participación. Les deseo una semana productiva y éxito en sus deliberaciones.